Hey everyone, it's that math magician. On this video, we're going to take another look at angles, but more specifically, complementary angles. We're going to go through and look at an example problem of how we can see two angles that are complementary and how we can solve for a missing variable. So let's go ahead and jump right into an example problem here. I have a 90-degree angle that is being cut into two separate angles. Notice on this example here that we have angle X, Y, Z. That is a 90-degree right angle. I know that because there's a 90-degree symbol right there. Remember that little box denotes to us that that angle is in fact a 90-degree right angle, but it's being cut into two different angles. We see that by this angle here, XYW. That angle there is part of the right angle. The other part here is WYZ. So those two angles together are forming our 90-degree right angle. So let's go ahead and just mark that down real quick. Let's mark down the fact that the measure of angle XYZ plus the measure of angle WYZ, together those two angles are going to create our 90-degree right angle. Let me go ahead and highlight those so you know exactly where that's coming from. Again, those two angles there are complementary. They are complementary because they add to 90 degrees. So, looking at those two angles, I notice I don't know the value of either. I have the first top angle, angle XYZ. That green angle there has a value of an expression, which is 3x plus 1 degrees. I then see that the bottom angle, angle WYZ, that angle has an expression of x plus 1 degrees. So I don't know the value of either, but I do know the fact that when I add them together, that they will both add to 90 degrees. So looking at that equation, I see that I have only one variable, x, equal to a number. We can definitely solve this and figure out what our missing x variable is. So let's go ahead and do that. Got to think back to Algebra 1. We need to combine our like terms. I'm looking at this problem here. I see 3x's plus 1x. Together, that's going to make 4x's. I also have 1 plus 1, and 1 plus 1 is going to give me 2 degrees, and it's still equal to 90 degrees. Notice all I did was combine my like terms. 3x and x gave me 4x's, and then 1 plus 1 gave me 2. Alrighty, working through this, trying to solve for x. Let's go ahead and move our constant over to the other side. We'll subtract both sides by 2 degrees. Doing that makes those 0 out on the left side. So I have 4x equals 90 minus 2. Well, that's going to give me 88 degrees. I almost know what x is. I know that 4x's equal 88 degrees. So to find out what x is, I just need to divide both sides by 4. Doing that, the coefficients on the left cancel out to 1. I'm left with just x equals 88 degrees divided by 4. Well, that's going to give me 22 degrees. So you see there, I know that my missing variable here is 22 degrees. Now, we have not answered our problem yet, because for this question, we wanted to know the value of those two angles. I still don't know what those two angles are. I just know that the variable in them is going to equal 22 degrees. So let's go ahead, substitute that value into our angle there, and we'll figure out what each angle is. I'll start with the orange angle. We'll go ahead and write a little equal sign there. I'm going to rewrite it 3 times x plus 1, but I know that x equals 22 degrees. So 3 times 2, 3 times 22, I think that's going to give us 66 degrees. Plus our 1 degree, well, 66 degrees plus 1 is going to give us 67 degrees. I know that that top angle is 67 degrees, which then means our bottom angle is going to have to be, well, x plus 1, but x is 22 degrees. So 22 degrees plus 1 degree is going to give us an answer of 23 degrees for that bottom angle. Let's double check that that makes sense. I think it is going to make sense. 67 plus 23 definitely equals 90 degrees. This is a great example for you to look at and to understand that we have a complementary angle being split into those two angles. We know that they have to add up to 90 degrees, so we just write that expression down, showing that those two angles added together make 90. We just use some Algebra 1 facts, combine like terms, and solve. We get our variable. It's that Math Magician, and I'll see you on the next video.